5 soldiers are recovering this morning after a shooting at an Army base in Georgia yesterday. Authorities say 28-year-old Sergeant Cornelius Radford brought a personal handgun onto Fort Stewart and opened fire on his colleagues. The motive remains unclear. CBS News correspondent Skyler Henry is at Fort Stewart and joins us now. Skyler, good morning. What's the latest in the investigation?
Hey, Michael, good morning to you. Well, we know that Radford is currently in pre-trial confinement, also awaiting charges there. We also know that the 5 soldiers who were shot yesterday here at Fort Stewart are all expected to be okay. Now, later on this morning, there will be a press conference where we are expected to see and perhaps hear from some of the other soldiers who stepped in and intervened when they saw what was happening here at the base. According to the Brigadier General, John Lubis, who is the commander here at Fort Stewart, they say that those soldiers stepped in, they saw what was happening, and were able to tackle the suspected gunman Radford to the ground until law enforcement officials were able to get here on the scene. And so they will be recognized this morning for what they did in order to prevent what Brigadier General Lubis says was further tragedy. Now, as for the base itself, he says that he feels confident in terms of security here in and around the base, though it is a particularly interesting point of view when you hear that a soldier was able to bring a personal weapon onto base. We are still waiting to get a little bit more information in terms of if it needs to be any sort of credentialing or if he made any sort of awareness to those on the base that he did have his personal weapon here, because there is a heavily secured and a particular process to get through and onto the base here. As for the base itself, 288,000 acres, a little more than 10,000 families and soldiers work and live in and on this base. We're about 45 minutes or so away from Savannah, Georgia. As for Radford, we know that he was arrested, charged for DUI back in May. Officials say that they only were notified about those records following the incident that happened yesterday. So they're also, as you pointed out, still looking for a motive here and to see how they can connect the dots, if they can connect the dots, and see if there was anything, any sort of telltale signs that might have been out there to perhaps give some sort of clues as to what led the suspected gunman to opening fire yesterday. But again, the good news, Michael, here is that the 5 who were shot are all expected to be okay. 3 of them did need to have surgery, but they all are expected to make a full recovery.
That is some good news there. Skyler Henry, thank you so much for joining us.